You're committing significant money and burning precious vacation days to get to South Korea. It is a high-stakes investment of your time. When you start planning, most travel guides will immediately throw a list of 50 essential things to do at you, completely uncategorized. If you treat a sprawling 10 million person megacity like a to-do list, you will fail. The math simply doesn't work, and attempting to do it all guarantees you'll spend half your trip exhausted in transit. The friction comes from the geography of the city itself. You have centuries-old royal palaces sharing the exact same property lines with towering glass skyscrapers. Tradition and hyper-modern life sit side by side, competing for your attention. Mastering this city means letting go of the fear of missing out. You have to intentionally choose what you are willing to sacrifice. Instead of organizing your days by zip code, it is much more effective to abandon the geographical checklist entirely and build your trip around a specific traveler archetype. Look at this breakdown of 50 scattered options. The first third is the essentialist, looking purely for efficiency and global icons. Our second column, the trend seeker, prioritizes modern aesthetics and nightlife. The final group, the cultural purist, trades convenience for deep historical context. Identifying what you actually value, your primary travel currency, is the only way to filter out the noise and build a cohesive itinerary. If it's your first time in the country, you likely want to validate the long flight by securing the classic heavyweights of Seoul. Your foundational historical anchor is Gyeongbokgung Palace, with its massive stone gates and wide ceremonial courtyards set right against the mountains. By evening, you're heading up the mountain to Namsan Tower. This gives you the classic 360-degree skyline view to understand exactly how massive this city is. For meals, you are diving into Myeongdong. It is a dense, high-energy block packed with skincare shops and loud vendors cooking street food right in front of you. You might also target massive complexes like the Lotte World Tower or Everland, but doing so consumes an entire day and requires serious physical stamina to navigate the queues. The trade-off for this path is steep. You are committing to maximum crowd density and operating almost entirely within tourist-priced epicenter zones. The Essentialist trip secures the iconic photos, but it demands a high tolerance for sensory overload. You will go home exhausted. If you are someone who cares far more about sleek design and modern urban culture, you are the modern trend seeker. Your daylight hours are spent hunting for unique boutique brands, pop-up stores, and hopping between carefully designed cafes in Songsu or the narrow alleys of Ixendong. At night, you anchor yourself in Hongdae or Itaewon. These districts offer global restaurant scenes, live indie music, and relentless spontaneous energy. You're bypassing the traditional ceramic exhibits entirely to focus on modern, cutting-edge architecture. You'll head straight to places like the Dongdaemun Design Plaza. With its sweeping curves and metallic panels, it feels like a sci-fi set and serves as the ultimate backdrop for photography. The primary return on investment for this specific traveler is social currency, capturing aesthetic, highly shareable moments that reflect current trends. But the downside to these fast-moving neighborhoods is that the environment is highly curated. It can occasionally feel superficial, lacking the historical weight of older districts. Staying out late every night also drains your budget quickly and takes a heavy physical toll. The trend seeker path yields total immersion in modern city life, but trades historical context for expensive, fleeting social capital. For those who value depth and quiet resonance over convenience, there is the cultural purist. You will push towards the city limits to places like Yunpyeong Hanok Village, where preserved wooden homes sit right against the base of the mountains, far from the central crowds. Your itinerary includes serious physical exertion, like hiking the steep granite peaks of Bukhansan to earn panoramic, natural views of the skyline below. You're also dedicating hours to sites with heavy emotional weight, like the War Memorial or Sodaemun Prison, confronting the stark realities of Korea's military history. This approach requires rigid planning, time-ticketed entries, and extra hours on the subway. But navigating that logistical friction rewards you with unvarnished, lasting insight into the country. Seoul is accommodating. It will give you exactly what you ask of it, but it will never let you have everything at once. To finalize your anchor path, let's look at this framework. Your starting point is simply asking yourself, what is your tolerance for crowds? If your tolerance is high and you only have a few days, take the essentialist route. Accept the chaos, validate the trip, and secure the major palaces and skyline views. If you have a solid budget, value design, and want to avoid massive tour groups, lean into the nightlife and cafe culture of the trend seeker, skipping the crowded historical sites. And if you prioritize quiet reflection and deep history, commit to the outskirts and early morning hikes as a cultural purist. An optimal trip is not the one with the most items checked off a list. It is the one where your time, money, and energy perfectly align with the specific experience you actually want to have.